You have not been forgotten. There is a purpose in your suffering. Do not ignore this message. This is not something to leave for later or to postpone. God is speaking to you today, right now, in this very moment. Feel every word as a divine whisper approaching your heart. Don't let distractions or doubts make you postpone this dialogue. God's message for you right now is vital, urgent, and full of life. If this word has already begun to touch your heart, like this content now and subscribe to the channel, platform. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. You may be the instrument God will use to awaken another life. Today he says, there's purpose in your suffering, even when everything seems dark. When the road is twisted and your steps feel tired and directionless, know that you have not been forgotten. There is no final point where God cannot see, no place so far that he cannot reach. God is looking at you, through your fear, through your tears, through the silence of your room, your loneliness, your anxiety, and he is firmly saying, you have not been forgotten. You are not beyond the reach of divine love, not postponed, not overlooked. Every drop of pain that touches your soul, he gathers. Every sigh of weariness, he transforms into prayer. Every tear that falls, he sees and receives. You may not understand now, and perhaps never fully understand why you suffer, but there is purpose in it. Just as the potter shapes the clay firmly, sometimes pressing, sometimes letting it rest, God is shaping you. Every moment of pain, anguish, discouragement is a part of this process of formation. Somewhere inside this suffering, God is sculpting strength, revealing character, awakening compassion, engraving life, so that when you reach the other side, you won't just exist, you'll flourish and inspire. And that's why you must not ignore this message. Delaying to hear God, delaying to let him in, might mean delaying the revelation of purpose. The internal clock of your soul screams, listen now, because the remedy for your anguish is not in tomorrow, nor in distraction. It is here, now, in the voice of God arriving in the form of words narrated to your heart. He says, I know every day you cried. I saw every night your eyes rolled in the dark. I heard every word of pain you whispered in prayer or in the silence of your thoughts. Nothing was wasted. No tear fell in vain. No moment of despair passed without me being there. I gathered every fragment of your soul, and I'm weaving because I created you for something greater than what you're living now. And even if your mind resists, even if your heart is filled with doubt, I say, trust me, even when you don't understand, even when the wound persists, because the healing that comes from me sometimes takes longer than we'd like, and often requires us to remain in the valley until the new vision is planted in our soul. This is not punishment. It is not abandonment. It is refinement. It is the mist that allows the light to enter renewed and strong. It is the silence of a promise that prepares you to receive a hope greater than that moment of anguish could ever contain. So listen closely. You have not been forgotten. The purpose is in motion. Even if today feels late, even if it seems the current is pulling you under, God is with you. He cleans your wounds. He whispers peace when your inner scream explodes. He rebuilds the ground of your soul while you can barely manage one more step, one more breath. He sees you. He knows you. He values you. And he has a plan for every tear, for every pain, for every moment of despair. It's not by chance. It's not because you failed. It's not out of whim or punishment. It's part of a greater purpose that will be revealed in the right time. Now think, what has God been hearing in your heart? What have you been keeping to yourself? The anguish you suppress, the fear you mask, the loneliness that becomes your silent refuge. Let God enter those intimate zones, because that is where he wants to breathe new life. He wants to turn fear into courage, emotional numbness into vibrant purpose, despair into pulsing hope. And if you think all is lost, know this is often the exact point where God acts with the most power. The horizon may seem closed, but God has already opened a way. Light often breaks through exactly where darkness felt eternal. That's why this message is now. Do not let it pass. Don't postpone the experience of God's purpose in your life. Let yourself feel, even if it's hard. Let yourself trust, even if it's fragile. Because God is a rock when our life collapses. He is living water when our reserves dry up. He is the sky of hope when the ground around us feels dry. You may feel like no one sees your pain, like no one really understands what's going on inside you. But God sees, he understands. He has known you since the womb. He knows every trait of your personality, every fold of your heart. He knows where it hurts. He knows where the root of your sadness is. And that is exactly where he wants to touch. What looks like the end, for God is the beginning. What feels like ruin, for him is a new start. And what you consider a wound, he transforms into a mark of victory. This is the God calling you now. Let yourself rest in his arms, even without understanding, even when you can't pray properly, even when all you can do is cry. Sometimes, tears are the most sincere prayer, and God answers tears. He answers groans. He answers silences. He understands the language of your heart and doesn't need rehearsed words. He just needs you, whole as you are, hurt, tired, broken, exhausted, but present, and he will do the rest. You are not alone. You never were. Every step you took, even the most unsteady, were accompanied. When you thought you wouldn't make it, God carried you. When you considered giving up, he sustained you. And if you made it this far, it wasn't by accident. Something greater kept you standing. Something even greater is yet to come. You may be in the middle of the valley, but God already sees the mountain. You may be under the storm, but he's already preparing the sun. You may be in pieces, but he already has the plans to restore you. And he does nothing halfway. He doesn't start a healing process just to abandon it in the middle. If he started something in you, he will complete it. Will it hurt? Yes. Will it be exhausting? Certainly, but it will be worth it. Because in the end, you won't just see the purpose. You will be the living testimony that it was worth trusting. You have not been forgotten. God is working in you, even if you don't see the result, even if you don't perceive the change right now. The purpose is moving behind the scenes of your story. Keep walking, keep crying out, keep surrendering, keep believing, because this landing place of pain, this place of weariness, may be the platform of your personal resurrection. The very place from where you will say, the pain was deep, but God is deeper. In this moment, God wants you to see your entire life has value. Your suffering is not useless. Every tear has dignity. Every night has meaning. Every breath of pain is accompanied by the silent presence of God. He promises to restore. He promises to renew. He declares that in the end, you will look back and say, that shaped me, that touched me, that made me stronger. So hear this narration as if God himself were speaking directly to your heart. You have not been forgotten. There's purpose in your suffering. And if this echoes deeply in your soul, answer silently, I trust, I hope, I receive, because the promise is taking shape. Don't wait to hear this word. Don't let hope be delayed. Don't reject the help that is already pouring down on you in this moment. God is speaking. You have not been forgotten. There's purpose in your suffering. And now, today, you are being invited to believe this and allow that truth to sustain you until joy rises. If this message spoke to you in a deep way, express it with a like, subscribe here, and share it with someone else. God can use your simple act to awaken something powerful in another life. Don't underestimate the reach of obedience.